Officials or representatives from the Department of or the Consumer Affairs Department. We have joining us today Tricia Rollins, Nakisha McDowell, and Trista Stennett. I think I got that correct. Good morning, ladies, and welcome to the studios of WINNFM 98.9. How are you guys doing today? Sorry, go again. I didn't hear you. Sorry.
I said
Good morning.
good.
Awesome. So today we're here to talk about all things consumer affairs rights day, I believe. Tell the listeners why you're here today. And of course, I assume you have a lot of information to share with them.
We do have a lot of information. So I'll kickstart it. My name is Tricia Rollins, and I am the Communications Officer for the Consumer Affairs Department. So I am the Communications Officer for the Consumer Affairs Department, and I'll allow my colleagues to introduce themselves.
Hi, good morning. My name is Nakisha McDowell, and I'm a clerk at the Consumer Affairs Department.
Good morning. My name is Trista Stennett, and I'm the investigating officer in the department.
Okay, so in the ongoing efforts to raise global awareness of consumer rights, consumer protection, and empowerment, World Consumer Rights Day is observed annually on 15th of March. Celebrating this day is a chance to demand that the rights of all consumers are respected and protected, and it's also a chance to protest market abuses and social injustices which undermine those rights. So allow us the opportunity to highlight a bit of the history and facts about this day. World Consumer Rights Day was established in 1983 and was inspired by U.S. President John F. Kennedy. Since then, a consumer movement has mobilized action towards consumer issues and campaigns. The annual event of World Consumer Rights Day has been introduced and managed by Consumers International. This is the global membership organization for consumer associations. The Federation was introduced as an influential, autonomous voice for consumers. The celebration of this day is associated with a particular theme for every year. The theme for 2023 is Empowering Consumers Through Clean Energy Transitions. It is an opportunity for us as consumers, business owners, and government to impart greater emphasis on the need for the protection of our planet from the negative impacts which excessively high concentration of greenhouse gases may pose. I didn't read that properly, so allow me to reread that part.
Sure.
Each year, World Consumer Rights Day is celebrated under a specific theme, and this year's theme is Empowering Consumers Through Clean Energy Transitions. Although the world needs energy to support everyday life and to drive human and economic development, its production and usage are the largest sources of greenhouse gas emissions around the world. Additionally, realizing that greenhouse gases are the driving forces behind climate change, countries worldwide have begun actively working on adopting alternative methods of energy generations with an overall focus of reducing carbon emissions to sustainable levels. As reported by Consumers International, last year global energy prices were estimated to rise by an average of 50% by year end, impacting people everywhere and causing many to drastically change their lifestyles to pay for energy. We are all consumers of energy services, and as consumers, we can all actively contribute to and benefit from a flexible energy system while maintaining and even raising our living standards. The definition of clean energy transition is a gradual and steady shift of global energy use from sources that release large amounts of greenhouse gases, such as fossil fuels, to those that release little to no greenhouse gases. Nuclear power, hydro, wind, and solar are some of these clean sources. An energy transition that is grounded in renewables is important as it would deliver far-reaching benefits that would go beyond merely solving the climate crisis. The transition can create new jobs and promote continuous economic growth. The energy transition after an initial investment can reduce energy bills and industrial costs, thereby freeing up capital for investment in other areas. The transition can support sustainable development. Reduced exposure to fluctuation in fossil prices can result in a more reliably priced energy supply, helping businesses and families to better plan. The transition can improve health by reducing pollution. Cleaner air would reduce diseases caused by pollution and ultimately deliver important health benefits to the people. Thereby, by promoting and contributing to a carbon-neutral society, we would be one step closer to reaching optimal efficiency in our economy. Consumers should understand that they have an important role to play, as our prosperity and our well-being are highly dependent on ever greater amounts of energy. It is also our intent today to continue to raise public awareness and educate the general public on the functions of the department. The Consumer Affairs Department was established to inform, educate, and empower all consumers, suppliers, and sellers of goods and services. We are the sole agency responsible for enforcing consumer protection laws within the Federation.
At the Consumer Affairs Department, we conduct market research, monitor prices of items sold within the government price monitoring program. We engage in consumer awareness programs that are geared towards educating consumers by giving them information they need to avoid being victimized by unscrupulous, unlicensed, or unqualified people who promote deceptive or unsafe services. We carry out our mission by investigating and resolving consumer complaints, and more importantly, advising consumers and businesses about their rights and responsibilities. There are 8 basic consumer rights: the right to safe goods, the right to redress, which is to replace, repair, or get a refund, the right to be heard, the right to satisfaction of basic needs, the right to consumer education, the right to be informed, the right to a healthy environment, and the right to choose. As consumers, we have numerous responsibilities, but today we're just going to touch on a few. And that is the responsibility to shop carefully and wisely, the responsibility to understand the terms and conditions of the sale, which is basically get your warranties in print or in writing. The responsibility to read labels carefully and follow instructions. The responsibility to save your receipts, as this is the consumer's proof of purchase.
All right. Before we continue, let's take a short break to acknowledge the sponsors for this program. And when we come back, we will continue Voices right here on WINNFM 98.9. For those of you who are just joining the conversation, we have officials from the Consumer Affairs Department, and they are here on the occasion of Consumer Affairs, Consumer Rights Day, celebrated annually on March 15th. The theme for this year is empowering consumers through clean energy transitions. I got that right, Tricia?
Yes,
All right. Let's take this break and we'll be right back.
Found the sound 98.9 FM.
If you need protection, you need one who you can trust. To secure your investment, you need one who'll do you just. TDC Insurance, you're the one that you can trust. TDC Insurance, you're always safe with us.
TDC Insurance is your go-to insurance company for all your insurance needs. We take pride in offering you the best solutions and ensuring our customers are fully satisfied. TDC Insurance, we take good care of you, guaranteeing you peace of mind.
You're always safe with us.
You hear that? That's unlimited WhatsApp and Facebook messaging with Flow's unlimited super combo prepaid plan.
Music to my ears. I can do everything in it.
Yeah, all you want. Have endless fun when you activate a 7-day plan for just $25. Enjoy 10 gigs of endless data for all your pics, GIFs, stickers, voice notes, voice calls, docs, and even video calls. Do all you want with unlimited WhatsApp and Facebook messaging on Flow's unlimited super combo prepaid plans. Switch to Flow today. Conditions apply.
Tea time, calling night, noon and morning. Tasty biscuit, just can't resist it. Tea time, calling night, noon and morning. Tasty biscuit, just can't resist it.
You can dunk it, you lick it, you taste it, you spin it, you twist it, you can mix them all together. It don't get any better. You can dunk it, you lick it, you taste it, you spin it, you twist it, you can mix them all together. It don't get any better. Anytime, whatever time. It's tea time. Whatever time. It's tea time. Snack on a delicious tea time biscuit anytime. It's tea time.
Welcome back to Voices right here on WINFM 98.9. For those of you just joining the conversation, we have representatives from the Consumer Affairs Department, and they are here on the occasion of Consumer Rights Day, which is celebrated annually on March 15th. Welcome back to the program. You guys may proceed. Go ahead.
In recognition of World Consumer Rights Day, the Consumer Affairs Department has scheduled a week of activities that will be centered around this year's theme. And I would just allow my colleague Tricia to elaborate more on the week of activities.
Sure.
Okay, so the week of activities kicked off yesterday,
Put the
March
mic to you,
12th,
Costa.
and we would have had praise and worship at the Roman Catholic Church, and yesterday the minister's speech would have aired for the first time for this year. Today we are doing radio sessions informing the public about World Consumer Rights Day and just educating them on what the department does. Tomorrow, we are going into the schools and we are launching our Consumer Education for Kids program in 3 primary schools. That's 1 primary school in each zone. That's the St. Paul's Primary School, the Sadler's Primary School, and the Dr. William Connor Primary School. We feel that consumer education for kids is important as it helps to develop critical thinking and raise awareness in the younger generation, because there are many markets out there that actually target the young people. So this program is essential to the department. On March 15th, we have the Charlton Edwards Memorial Consumer Affairs Department Primary School Quiz Finals that will be at the Kuna Caribbean Conference Center at 5 p.m. We have 5 schools going to the finals. That is the George Moody Primary, Irish Town Primary, Sadler's Primary, Beach Allen Primary, and 7th Day. So that will be from 5 p.m. Then on March 16, the department wants to do a business appreciation pop-up. So we'll be popping up to different business places and awarding them with certificates of appreciation for always contributing to our week of activities, and just those businesses that properly address the redress process. Then on March 17th, this will be the wind down. We'll have a team building event for the staff at Caribel Batik. We have some giveaways today, so we would like to ask some questions and have the general public call in and answer those questions and
Sure.
win prizes.
All right.
Okay, the first question.
Wait, before you proceed, let me just give out the numbers so people can know. The numbers to call are 466-0989 or 662-0989. 466-0989 or 662-0989. you have the opportunity to win something from the Consumer Affairs Department. They are here in celebration of Consumer Rights Day. They are celebrating a number of activities and have shared with you thus far the mandate and what they do as a department. You can proceed with the questions. Go ahead.
Okay, so the first question, this was mentioned when my colleague Mrs. McDowell was speaking. What are the 3 forms of redress? The 3 forms of redress.
I hope people were listening.
I hope so too.
3 forms of redress. All right. Repeat that question for the benefit of the listeners.
Okay, the question is, what are the 3 forms of redress? 3 forms of redress.
All right, the phone lines are open. You can call us at 466-0989 or 662-0989. So if you were listening to when I think it was Nakisha giving her her statement, she listed the 3 forms of redress. The first person to call and list those 3 forms of redress, you can get the opportunity of winning something. Call us at 466-0989 or 662-0989. While we wait some callers, in the meantime, can you share what is the process in terms of or how do you deal with people making complaints to the Department of Consumer Affairs when they, I don't know, have bought a bad product or they're not getting the satisfaction that they require in terms of trying to return something? So you have people who maybe they bought something from a supermarket and they're trying to return it, and the supermarket is not very accommodating, or that business place, let me say, is not very accommodating. What do you do from there?
In terms of we're dealing with consumer complaints, there are certain steps that they would have to take first. The first one is to stop using the product, to avoid fixing the problem if it's that nature, to notify the supplier at once, return the item with their receipt, and speak to the manager or the owner of a business. At Consumer Affairs, we try to encourage consumers to talk to the business places first before coming to our department, because sometimes it's just picking up a phone call and getting it resolved, getting the matter solved. The other thing is that if they're not satisfied, or as you just rightfully said, that the business place is not adhering to their complaint or something of that nature, they can contact the Consumer Affairs Department. They could fill out the form. The form is actually online on our Facebook page online. So they don't have to necessarily come into our department. They would have to upload their receipts, as we often tell consumers that the receipts are basically their legal documentation for proving that they did purchase whatever the item is at whatever facility. Go ahead.
All right, so we have a caller. Let's take this call and see if this person gets this one right. Caller, good morning. You are on the air.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hello?
Hello. Yes, caller, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Yes. Would you like to receive after receipt?
Sorry, repeat that.
Would you like to ask for a receipt?
Oh, yes. Repeat the question for me, Tricia.
Okay, the question was, what are the 3 forms of redress?
Okay.
Oh, so I guess they'll call back. All right, the phone lines are open and we're taking your calls at 466-0989 or 662-0989. That's 466-0989 or 662-0989. The question is, what are the 3 forms of redress? We'll take a break to acknowledge our sponsors, and when we come back, we will head back to the phone lines and we'll take some more calls.
Breathe easy. With the holidays just over and lots of fun spent on holiday supplies, activities and gifts, how are your finances? If your answer wasn't favorable, TDC Financial Services is here to help you breathe easy. Up to $40,000 unsecured to consolidate your loans and even get a little something in your hand. No need to worry. Visit our social media pages or call 465-6516 or 469-5430 to learn more on how you can breathe easy with TDC Financial Services Limited. Terms and conditions apply.
We're different. We're 98.9. 98.9. Win FM.
You hear that? That's unlimited WhatsApp and Facebook messaging with Flow's unlimited super combo prepaid plan.
Music to my ears. I can do everything in it.
Yeah, all you want. Have endless fun when you activate a 7-day plan for just $25. Enjoy 10 gigs of endless data for all your pics, GIFs, stickers, voice notes, voice calls, docs, and even video calls. Do all you want with unlimited WhatsApp and Facebook messaging on Flow's unlimited super combo prepaid plans. Switch to Flow today. Conditions apply.
Tea time, calling night, noon and morning. Tasty biscuit, just can't resist it. Tea time, calling night, noon and morning. Tasty biscuit, just can't resist it.
You can dunk it, you lick it, you taste it, you spin it, you twist it, you can mix them all together. It don't get any better. You can dunk it, you lick it, you taste it, you spin it, you twist it, you can mix them all together. It don't get any better. Anytime, whatever time. It's tea time. Whatever time. It's tea time. Snack on a delicious tea time biscuit anytime. It's tea time.
TDC for service, TDC for quality. TDC your company, TDC for service, TDC for quality.
TDC, your company.
Together we succeed, building our strong community, pressing onward to our destiny. One love, one family. Together we succeed. Let the whole world see. Yes, this is 50.
Welcome back to the program. We have some callers on the line. Let's head straight to the phone lines. Caller, good morning. You are on the air. Okay, we seem to have lost that caller. We had another call. We lost that one. Please call us back, 466-0989 or 662-0989. For those of you who are just joining the program, we have representatives from the Consumer Affairs Department, and they are doing some giveaways. All right, let's head back to the phone lines and we'll take this call. Caller, you are on the air. Good morning. Hello, caller. Good morning. You're on the air. Hello, caller. Caller, you have too much noise in the background. Okay, I can't hear anything from that caller. Call us back at 466-0989 or 662-0989. The question is, what are the 3 forms of redress? Would you want to pose another question, or you'll stick with that one so far?
We'll pose another question, but I'll offer a hint on that question because maybe the word redress is not,
We'll offer that. Go ahead and then we'll take some more calls. We have some calls here.
Okay, so when I ask what are the 3 forms of redress, I mean, what are 3 forms of correcting a situation where a consumer felt like they were in an unfair situation?
Mm-hmm. All right, let's take this caller. Caller, you're on the air. Good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Yes, you have the answer for us?
Yes, I would like to try.
Yes, go ahead.
Is it repair, replace, and refund?
Yes, that is correct.
All right, you got that correct. How can they collect their prize from the department?
We would need the person's name
And number.
and the number, and we will contact them and let them know when they can come into the department to collect their prize. They would actually have to choose their prize.
Pop.
Either pop a balloon or do a lucky dip.
All right. Okay, caller, can you give your name and number, please?
On the ear?
The name on ear, the number could be off.
Yeah,
ear.
you can give the number off ear, but you can give the name on ear.
Tiffany.
And that's what's your last name?
Tiffany Bowie.
Tiffany Barry.
Yes.
And
All right.
please note when we contact you, you would have to also walk with an ID.
No problem.
Okay.
All right, congratulations, Tiffany.
You should give the number off ear.
Yes, and give your number off ear. You can call us at 466-9586. All right.
9586?
Yes,
Okay.
466-9586. Just call our office and give the name to the person there. All right, we're taking some more calls, but let's get the other question in.
Okay, the next question. This will be an easy one. Who is the current minister with oversight for the Consumer Affairs Department? The current minister with oversight for the Consumer Affairs Department.
I don't even know that one.
Oh my.
Send on to the phone lines. We take this call. Caller, you're on the air. Good morning.
Dr. Douglas.
We need his full name, please.
Hello?
Yes, the full name.
Dr. Douglas.
That is correct.
Yes, you're correct. Can you give your... Yes, you're correct, caller. Can you give your name, please?
Lisa Buchanan.
Lisa Buchanan?
Yeah, Lisa.
All right. And when you're finished, Lisa, call 466-9586 to give your number. All right?
466-9586?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much, Lisa. And remember, you'll have to bring an ID for verification purposes. All right? All right. Do you guys have any more questions?
Yes, we do.
Go right ahead.
Okay. This question is centered around the theme for this year, which is empowering consumers to clean energy transition. The question is, name a benefit of transitioning to clean energy. Name one benefit to transitioning to clean energy. This was stated before, so it's just the one benefit of transitioning to clean energy.
All right. The phone lines are open and we're taking your calls. 466-0989 or 662-0989. A chance to win an amazing prize, attractive prizes from the Consumer Affairs Department. Repeat the question again for me.
Okay, name a benefit of transitioning to clean energy.
All right, let's head back to the phone lines and we'll take this call. Okay, that call, we lost that call. Please call us back, 466-0989 or 662-0989. List a benefit of transitioning to clean energy. Let's head back to the phone lines and we'll take this call. Caller, good morning. You're on the air.
Creating jobs and promote economic growth.
That is correct.
All right, caller, you are correct. You just won yourself a prize from the Consumer Affairs Department. What is your name? Hello?
Alfie Adams.
Alfie Adams?
Yes.
All right. When you're finished, Alfia, just call 466-9586 to give your number. And when you go to collect your prize, be sure to walk with a proof of identification. All right? Your
Thank
ID.
you.
Thank you so much, Althea. Take care. All right. Do we have any more questions?
Yes.
All right. Go ahead.
So not only do we want consumers to be aware of their rights, we want consumers to also know that they have responsibilities. So the next question is, name 2 consumer responsibilities. 2 consumer responsibilities.
Phone lines are open. Let's take your calls. 466-0989 or 662-0989. Name 2 consumer responsibilities. As a consumer, two things you must do.
Two things you must do as a consumer.
Let's head back to the phone lines. We'll take this call. Caller, you're on the air. Good morning.
Good morning. Check the cleanliness of the place
Repeat that.
and to check the cleanliness of the place and the price of the goods or the expiry date of the goods.
It says check the cleanliness of the place and the expiry date of the goods.
No.
All right. Okay, caller, you would have to try again. All right. You're a bit warm, but you'll have to try again.
She's very warm.
All right, try again. So repeat the question again for me, please, Tricia.
Name two consumer responsibilities.
Two consumer
So
responsibilities.
as consumers, we are also responsible to do certain things. What are two of those things?
All right, guys, come on. An amazing opportunity to win something from the Consumer Affairs Department. Call us at 466-0989 or 662-0989. Let's head back to the phone lines and we'll take some more calls, okay? We lost that one. Let's take some more calls. 466-0989 or 662-0989. It is about 11:40 here in the studios of WIN FM 98.9 and you're listening to Voices. Let's head back to the phone lines and we'll take this call. Caller, good morning. You're on the air.
Good morning. Price controlling and check the environment of the cleanliness.
No.
All right, that is incorrect. Try again. Try again. All right, 466-0989 or 662-0989. 466-0989 or 662-0989. Come on, guys. That is an easy one. I think I have the answer, but I can't give it because I'm right here. All right, we have some more calls coming in. Let's take this one. A caller, good morning. Okay, we lost that caller. Maybe that person ain't make up their mind as yet. 466-0989 or 662-0989. The phone lines are open and we are taking your calls. We have representatives from the Consumer Affairs Department and they're here on the occasion of Consumer Affairs Day. Let's take this call. A caller, good morning. You're on the air.
Good morning. The answer, save your receipts, shop carefully and wisely.
Yes, you are correct. Your name, please?
Carol Sadler.
Carol Sadler. Thank you so much, Miss Sadler. Would you like to give your name on air or off air?
The number.
Sorry, your number. Sorry.
I could give you my number off here, please.
Okay, so just call 466-9586 to give your number. And when you come to collect your item, be sure to have a proof of ID, proof of identification.
Thank you.
All right, Carol. Congratulations. Do you guys have any more questions?
Sure we do.
Oh, my. Go right ahead.
We feel generous today. So, as it was posted on our Facebook page this morning and also it was mentioned, which schools will be participating in the primary school quiz finals this coming Wednesday? Which schools will be participating in the primary school quiz finals this coming Wednesday? It's 5 schools.
Okay, we have some callers coming in here. Let's head back to the phone lines. Okay, we lost that one. 466-0989 or 662-0989. The 5 schools participating in the
Consumer Affairs Department Primary School Quiz Finals that will be this Wednesday at the Kuna Conference Center at 5 p.m.
All right, let's head back to the phone lines and we'll get this caller in. Caller, you are on the air. Good morning.
Hi, is it Sadler's 7-day Beach Island, Irish Town and George Moody?
That is correct.
You're hot, caller. You're on fire. Congratulations. Can we get your name, please?
Michelle Buncombe.
Michelle Buncombe. All right, Michelle, you can call 466-9586 to give your number. And please have an ID when you come to collect your prize for verification purposes. All right, Michelle?
Okay. Thank you so much.
Congratulations. You take care. All right, Tricia?
Okay, one more. We have one more to go.
Sure.
We mentioned that we will be launching our consumer education for kids programs in various primary schools, one in each zone. List the 3 schools that we mentioned.
Okay.
Okay, so this program will be launched at 3 primary schools, one in each zone. That is the Consumer Education for Kids program. Name the 3 schools that we mentioned.
All right, thank you so much for that. Let's head back to the phone lines and we'll take this call. Caller, you're on the air. Good morning. Hello, caller, you're on the air. Good morning. Okay, no, that caller is not ready yet. 466-0989 or 662-0989. A chance to win attractive prizes from the Consumer Affairs Department. The phone lines are open and we're taking your calls at 466-0989 or 662-0989. The phone lines are open. It is 11:45. That's the last question. So the first person to call and get the answer for that question, of course, you win, and you're winning with win. And we will wrap up the conversation for today. Let's head back to the phone lines. We'll take this call. Caller, you're on the air. Good morning.
Good afternoon.
Wait, caller, you have to turn off the radio. Turn off your radio, please. Too much feedback.
The 3 schools are William Connor.
No, caller, I really can't hear you. Please turn off the radio, please.
Okay.
Yes, turn off the radio. Too much feedback.
Okay, the 3 schools are William Connor, St. Paul's Primary, and Sadler's Primary.
All right.
You are correct. Congratulations. Can we get your name, please?
Celia Christopher.
Did you guys get that?
Yes.
Okay. Miss Christopher, can you please call 466-9586 to give your number if you don't want to give it on air?
66. What you said? Which number you said to call?
466-9586.
Okay. All right.
And be sure to have a form of ID for verification purposes. All right. Teresa, anything else you'd like to add?
Sure. We'd like to thank our donors for our week of activity, and Nakisha is going to list them out so we can give them proper recognition.
So yes, as Tricia said, we would like to give a big thank you to these donors. Without them, this week would not have been possible. So we're going to give shout out to Marshall's Restaurant, Shiggity Shack, Vibes Beach Bar, Reggae Beach Bar and Grill, Spice Mill, Poinciana Restaurant, Carambola Beach Club, Royal St. Kitts Hotel, Belmont Farm, Kittishan Hill, Domino's, Elegant Occasions, Noble Jewelers, Food Center, FCon Limited, Carib Brewery, Lennox Warner and Partner Building Contractor, B&B Backhoe and Trucking Services, Elco Limited, KDP Enterprises Inc., Square Duty Free, Champion Wine, Dental Beginning, Sensational, Smart Electronics, Island Bakery, Digicel, Delta Petroleum, Lacure Nail Bar, Advanced Caribbean, Schools Apex, The Cable, Jev's Nails, Royal Logistics, Kumar's, Mr. Garcia Stennett, Flo, Freights and Sons Bakery, G's Eatery, BT Duty Free, St. Kitts Cooperative Credit Union, Phone Doctor, Harper's Office Depot, BC O'Dane and Associates, The Gadget Hut, Carmen's Catering, Troy's Eatery, Corks and Screws, Best Buy Supermarket, Island Poppers, Rams Supermarket, Royal Chop Shop, St. Kitts Nevis Anguilla National Bank, Mr. Lawson Archibald, Tamika Williams, and Royal Karaoke. Again, we want to say thank you, thank you, thank you.
All right, and thank you guys so much for joining me here on Voices today, right here at WinFM 98.9. It was a pleasure. Do you have anything else that you would want to share with the listening audience at this time?
Just want to encourage all consumers to take part in our week of activities. As Miss Rollins rightfully said earlier about our week, the primary school quiz, Charlton Edwards Memorial Consumer Affairs Primary School quiz will be on Wednesday. We're encouraging parents to even come on out and support your children. It's at 5 p.m. at the CUNA Conference Center. And of course, and we just want consumers to know that we're out there working for them, and we're asking them to continue and sign up, log on to our Facebook page, which is St. Kitts Consumer Affairs Department. On the Facebook page, you'll be able to find our online complaint form. So if they need to seek redress, they can use that platform instead of coming directly into our office. And our office is located at Bladen's next to, let me put it the easier way, in the Nagico building next to St. Kitts Cooperative Credit Union, or on the other side of First Caribbean, First Federal. Because persons will say, when we tell them we're up there, so we're in the Nagico building, the green and white building, closest to the main road. Our offices are located closest to the main road. That's where our door is. So they can find us easily. Once they reach the credit union, they know where First Federal is. Our offices are right there. Our contact numbers are 465-2521, extension 1550, 3211, 3550, 2640, 1641, or 2616. And of course, they can email us at consumeraffairs@gov.kn.
And remind me the name of the Facebook page again?
St. Kitts Consumer Affairs Department.
All right, I have that one. Thank you guys so much for joining me here on Voices, and you guys take care. Enjoy the rest of your Monday. Yeah, today's Monday.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
All right, bye-bye. We just had representatives of the Consumer Affairs Department joining us right here on WinFM 98.9 for Voices on Monday, March 13, 2023. Let's take this quick ad break, and we'll break at 12 for the headline news.
Found the sound 98.9 Win FM.
If you need protection, you need one who you can trust to secure your investment. You need one who'll do you just. TDC Insurance, you're the one that you can trust. TDC Insurance, you're always safe with us.
TDC Insurance is your go-to insurance company for all your insurance needs. We take pride in offering you the best solutions and ensuring our customers are fully satisfied. TDC Insurance, we take good care of you, guaranteeing you peace of mind. You're always safe with us.
What has you so happy?
My home internet just got upgraded, and I didn't even have to pay for it.
What? Which network you have? Flow, now I can get the fastest fiber internet in St. Kitts and Nevis for the lowest price.
Fastest internet for the lowest price? What's the catch?
No catch, my friend. 100 megabits per second for just $135 a month. With Flow, you truly get the best internet experience around.
Switch to Flow for the fastest fiber internet at the lowest price. Visit a Flow store today. Conditions apply.
For those of you who may have joined the program late, we had representatives from the St. Kitts Consumer Affairs Department, and they were here on the occasion of Consumer Rights Day, which is celebrated annually on March 15th. They have a number of activities to commemorate the special day, March 15th, Consumer Rights Day. They also used the opportunity to share with you some very critical information that you should know as a consumer. For those of you who called in today and won prizes, you can also contact the Consumer Affairs Department at 467-1550. That is 467-1550. Or you can visit their office, which is located on the ground floor of the Nagico building at Bladen's Commercial Development. That is close to the First Federal Cooperative Credit Union, up Bladen's Commercial Development. The number to call again, so their number is 467-1550. Our number, if you want to call us instead, is 466-9586. For those of you who called in today and won a prize from the Consumer Affairs Department. We will now break for the headline news, and when we come back, we'll continue the conversation of voices right here on Win FM 98.9. I've been your host for the first hour, Devon Cornelius. Thank you so much for joining the program.
WINN is 98.9. 98.9 is Win FM.
We now bring you the headline news. The headline news is brought to you by Caribbean Alliance, The Grange, KDP Enterprises, Carib Brewery, and NHC.
Shipping your cargo shouldn't be a hassle. It can be as easy as a single call to Amerijet International, your worldwide cargo transportation solution. We provide all the services you need to ship your goods anywhere in the world, whether your shipment is fresh, frozen, large or small, alive or hazardous. You can count on Amerijet to deliver it safe and sound. Amerijet International, by land, sea or air, we get it there. For more information, visit us online at www.amerijet.com or call us at KDP Enterprises at 466-9595.
When it comes to the important things in life, your health, your education, your choice of a life partner, and of course your insurance provider, Only the best will do. Caribbean Alliance Insurance is the only insurance company in the Eastern Caribbean with an A excellent rating. We have a robust 3-tier reinsurance strategy that protects our policyholders from multiple catastrophes, even if they occur in quick succession. We spread our risks over 18 territories, ensuring minimal impact to individual territories when a disaster strikes. We provide an excellent claims experience. Claim settlement is usually between 24 to 48 hours. Our A excellent rating means that you are more secure with us. Contact us for motor, property, marine, public liability, employer's liability, and other policies. Delisle Walwyn, people you can trust. Local agent for Caribbean Alliance Insurance. Tomorrow secured.
NHC is helping you to pay less in 2023. Having difficulties keeping up to date with your mortgage? Make an appointment to speak with your account manager today and learn how you can pay less. Our refinancing program will give you the opportunity to pay as low as $300 a month. Call us 466-4701 or visit our office at East Park Range. Pay less. Worry less with NHC refinancing program that's designed with you in mind. Offer valid from February 1st to June 30th.
With over a century of perfection behind the Mackeson name, a smooth blend with perfect balance and richness, it's no wonder Mackeson Triple Stout has a legacy of perfection. Enjoy the world over. Introducing our new look with the same great taste. Mackeson. All hail the king.
Please drink responsibly.
Did you know that the Grange Healthcare Facility is the first purpose-built, non-governmental healthcare organization on St. Kitts? It's situated at Otley's, 7 miles east of Basseterre in beautifully landscaped surroundings. The Grange has a team of highly trained professionals and provides care that's rated as being comparable with UK and North American standards. The Grange offers varied accommodations to suit your individual needs, and our all-inclusive packages make the cost of care per hour the most competitive on the island. Services include convalescent care for all ages, daycare facilities for older adults, rehabilitation services, and training and continuing education for healthcare providers. For more information, call 466-5525 or 465-8020. Fax 466-8221 or email thegrangehealth@gmail.com or visit our website at www.grangehealthcarefacility.com.
With the Win Midday News, I am Devon Cornelius. In our headlines, police investigating armed robbery incident. Across the region, regional security system called in to help with security deterioration in St. Lucia. Internationally, climate crisis. New carbon capture method revealed by scientists. The details of these and other stories straight ahead. The police are investigating an incident in which a masked assailant attempted to rob a woman of her bag in the Camps area in St. Kitts. Investigations so far have revealed that sometime after 11 p.m. on Saturday, March 11, 2023, a masked assailant approached a woman who was walking towards her home and demanded that she hand over her bag. The assailant attempted to take the bag away. The woman resisted and screamed for help, and the assailant fled the scene. Nothing was taken from the victim, nor was she injured during the incident. Investigations into the matter are ongoing. Persons with information about this incident are asked to contact the Bastia police station by dialing 465-2241, their nearest police station, or the crime hotline at 707. The police are investigating an armed robbery that occurred at a business place in Old Road on Saturday, March 11, 2023. Investigations so far have revealed that sometime after 12:45 p.m. on Saturday, an armed assailant approached an employee who was securing a business place. The assailant took the employee's bag, which contained several valuable items and a sum of cash, and fled the scene on foot. No one was injured during the incident. Persons with information about this incident are urged to contact the Old Road Police Station by dialing 4656250, their nearest police station, or the crime hotline at 707. Investigations into the matter are ongoing.
This is the Carib Update News Service. I am Wendy Chateau reporting. Regional Security System called in to help with security deterioration in St. Lucia. This is the big story we're tracking this hour on Monday, March 13, 2023. Details of this story and more straight ahead. Now for the details. St. Lucia has called in the Regional Security System to help with security there after a few days of murderous rage and reprisal killings have resulted in at least 7 deaths. The killings took place over a 4-day period. Schools in the Vieux Fort area that were closed in the face of exploding gun violence were reopened Monday. Prime Minister Philip J. Pear says his government is moving into action.
The Regional Security System, RSS, and other assets have been contacted and will be on the ground. 24-hour SSU patrol is being deployed in Vieux Fort. The police will be given more resources to assist in this upsurge of violence. Special operations will be conducted by the police. New legislation will be enacted to deal with the suppression of crime.
Days of bloodletting has been in the view of the police there as a result of reprisal killings. Early Saturday morning, a middle-aged man identified as Eustace Dada Rowland was shot multiple times while he slept. The House of Assembly in the British Virgin Islands has been dissolved, paving the way for general elections which must be held within 2 months. The proclamation from the territory's governor was published in the Gazette there on Saturday. Premier Natalia Whitley is expected to officially announce the date for general elections this week. The vote must be held before May 12. Monday, March 13th is the 44th anniversary of the Grenada Revolution. It marks the day in 1979 when Maurice Bishop overthrew the government of Sir Eric Matthew Gerry. Bishop was assassinated 4 years later. There are no official observances. This is Newsbreak from the Carib Update News Service. In more news, a lawyer helping a Grenadian NGO seeking to stop a multi-million-dollar development project on environmental grounds says the developers have sought to engage in what she called fake consultations, even though they are moving full speed ahead with the project. The NGO, Grenada Land Actors, has been given the go-ahead by the Eastern Caribbean Court to file legal action to stop the project at Livera in the north of the island. The National Democratic Congress government of Dickon Mitchell, whose party protested the project while in opposition, is supporting the execution of the project that critics say will destroy environmental wetlands and a globally hailed bird ecosystem if it is not adjusted. The developers, with Prime Minister Mitchell present, turned the sword for the project recently, only 2 days after so-called public consultations and a small protest near the area. Lawyer Rita Oliver said the so-called consultation was fake and a PR stunt.
Consultation cannot be a proper consultation if no information is given beforehand. And what is the point of a consultation if permission has already been granted? Is it just, what is it? Just pretend? Because in fact, I attended the consultation, Ms. Faria, and I was quite taken aback to hear that because the idea of the consultation is that you take on board what the community, what the public has to say, and build that into your plans before you go to planning to get the final approval. So if modifications have to be made, etc., you have taken that into consideration.
Grenada's new Attorney General, Claudette Joseph, who was a prominent activist against the project while in opposition, is reportedly considering appealing the court decision that gives the Grenada Land Actors the go-ahead to challenge the project. Olivet says the Mitchell government is giving the developers an open run. She also said there are concerns about the financing.
We hear all these figures. Who is putting the money in? And what we know is that a lot of the funding is going to come from Grenada via the sale of our passports. It really means that there is absolutely no oversight of these projects, because if you have a big project, say like when we were doing La Source, for example, or Rex Grenadian, you had bankers who were lending money, and they had their procedure, they had their EIAs, they had their own boxes to be ticked, and you couldn't just tick boxes, you had to do the studies. They had an oversight. Are you going to get this money back? How are you going to repay your loan? Here, the only thing we have between the developers and destruction is the government of Grenada and the planning authority.
Nicaraguan President Daniel Ortega has ordered the closure of the Vatican Embassy in Managua and that of the Nicaraguan Embassy to the Vatican in Rome, a senior Vatican source said on Sunday. Nicaragua signaled that the move, which came a few days after Pope Francis compared the Nicaraguan government to a dictatorship, was a suspension of diplomatic relations. The Vatican source said that while the closures do not automatically mean a total break of relations between Managua and the Holy See, they are serious steps towards that possibility. This has been another edition of Newsbreak from the Carib Update News Service, the Caribbean's newsroom. I'm Wendy Chateau reporting.
Iran and Saudi Arabia have agreed to re-establish diplomatic relations after 7 years. They'll also activate cooperation deals and hold talks on how to further strengthen their ties. The announcement came after discussions in China, and both sides have been quoted praising Beijing's role in the process. The countries have had no formal ties since 2016, when Riyadh's embassy in Tehran was attacked following the Saudi execution of a Shia cleric. Saudi Arabia has traditionally been close to the United States, whose ties with both Iran and China have been strained. Well, a short while ago, I spoke to our security correspondent, Frank Gardner, who said the thawing of relations between Saudi Arabia and Iran was like two neighbours who don't like each other very much, but know they have to try to get on.
It's a need for dialogue. We had the Saudi Foreign Minister, Prince Faisal bin Farhan, over here in London earlier this week, and he said, look, our door for dialogue is always open with Iran. I think we shouldn't delude ourselves that there is any great sudden rapprochement in terms of policy. Iran and Saudi Arabia don't like each other in terms of the governments. They are on completely opposite sides when it comes to the war in Yemen, the conflict in Syria, the treatment of Shia minority in Saudi Arabia. But they both live in a dangerous and volatile neighborhood, and they've got to get on with each other. And it can't go on, this endless friction, because it's expensive. You've got Iran building up a massive arsenal of ballistic missiles, having a suspect nuclear program. Saudi Arabia had a bit of a wake-up call in September 2019 when a flurry of missiles and drones slammed into its oil infrastructure and knocked out half its oil export production in just matters of a few minutes. Now, Iran never owned up to that, but the suspicion was that Iran was behind it. And that, I think, was a wake-up call to Saudi, that it can't take on Iran in a conflict and that they have got to try and reach an accommodation. So that's what this is a part of.
So with that in mind, how genuine is this in terms of diplomatic ties then?
Well, Saudi Arabia is moving, they may not admit it openly, they are drifting slowly away from the West. Not completely. America is still the big guarantor of security there, but the Saudis have reached a conclusion some time ago that they cannot rely on the West as a partner, that they look at some of the mistakes. They look at the fact that President Obama, for example, said it was a red line in Syria, that if he used chemical weapons, that was it. Well, the red line was crossed and America didn't do anything. And America, when the Arab Spring came, they dumped President Hosni Mubarak of Egypt like a hot potato. So they don't trust America, and they are worried about this, what the so-called pivot to the east, to the Asia-Pacific region that happened under the Obama administration. They worry that America is losing interest in the Gulf. So they're reaching out to countries like China. It's very significant that China was the one that brokered this agreement. China is becoming more and more important in the Middle East, and more Arab Gulf countries, and not just Gulf countries, Arab countries, are starting to improve their ties with China and to look eastwards rather than the west.
Our security correspondent Frank Gardner there.
The ripple effects from the collapse of Silicon Valley Bank on Friday are being felt across the world. The US government's now said it will ensure all SVB account holders will be able to retrieve any funds they have when they start their day today. A statement by the US Treasury and Federal Reserve said the plan will ensure the resilience of the broader US banking system. In the meantime, here in the UK, HSBC has acquired Silicon Valley Bank UK for just £1. The UK government says customer deposits will be protected and no taxpayer money will be used to bail out this bank. UK Chancellor Jeremy Hunt has just been talking to the BBC about the bailout.
Well, there was never a systemic risk to our financial stability in the UK. The Bank of England governor made that clear from the outset. But a number of our most promising and important technology and life science companies had their money with Silicon Valley Bank in their UK branch. So we've been working over the weekend. I've been in constant contact with the Governor of the Bank of England, the Prudential Regulatory Authority, the Prime Minister, to work up a solution. We do not have that solution. A sale has been agreed to HSBC, which is Europe's biggest bank, one of the most creditworthy institutions in the world. And what that means is that all those really important companies that had deposits with Silicon Valley Bank UK can access their deposits, can access normal banking services as of this morning. It's a very important outcome. No taxpayers' money has been used, and I think it's a result of a lot of hard work. But I also think it shows that the UK has great resilience in its financial system, that we're able to step in with one of our biggest UK banks in a situation like this and protect a very important sector.
Well, let's discuss this with Janet Moy, who's Head of Market Analysis at RBC Brewin Dolphin. Janet, good to talk to you again. The financial markets in London will start the trading day in just over 10 minutes' time. Is this news enough to calm nerves?
Hi, good morning, Sally. Thanks for having me. I think this is pretty reassuring. We got the news from the US that depositors are protected. There's a backstop to avoid a banking crisis. And here in the UK as well, we got a resolution that HSBC is going to buy SVB. So in the near term, the operations, the liquidity of these smaller tech startups are not going to be affected. So I think this is a boost to confidence that, you know, the systemic risk that markets are fearful of is not going to materialize.
Also, it was over 300 small and medium-sized businesses exposed to SVB UK, some more than 15,000 employees impacted by this. It was important that this sector was protected to some degree, would you argue?
Yeah, I would argue that because, well, in the UK, we need growth, right? And these companies are the growth engines. It is the backbone of the tech sector, which the Chancellor would love to see growing. It is a thriving sector, and it is a tight-knit community. So I think it is worth protecting and supporting because the UK needs growth. And, as a country, the tech sector is important. We are actually a bit lagging the US, for example, and we definitely need to support the investment and the viability and sustainability of the operations of these companies.
Just briefly, Janet, the US President Joe Biden said taxpayers' money would not be used in the US to bail out SVB. Jeremy Hunt said the same thing. It's a politically toxic move, isn't it, this?
Yeah, I think they actually try to emphasize that taxpayers' money is not being used to support these moves. I think is because after the financial crisis, I think this has become a very sensitive topic, and now they have managed to get the solutions, innovative solutions that actually doesn't need to use this option. So it is a good development.
Now, a new method of removing carbon dioxide from the air and storing it in the sea has been outlined by scientists. The researchers say it captures CO2 from the atmosphere up to 3 times more efficiently than current methods. Experts believe the widespread use of carbon capture technology will be needed if the world is to avoid dangerous levels of warming. Well, I'm joined now by Ruth Herbert, who is CEO of the Carbon Capture and Storage Association. Thank you for joining us. Can you just tell us a bit about this new method, and do you think it is really significant?
Well, first, let me start by saying that carbon capture technologies have been around for many decades in the chemicals industry, and they typically involve taking the carbon dioxide, separating it from the exhaust gases from either a power or industrial plant, and then basically using either a chemical compound or another type of absorber to separate that CO2 and then to transport that and take that away. And when you combine that with storage, and there are different types of storage, then you can remove that CO2 from the atmosphere and contribute to preventing climate change. So this carbon capture utilisation and storage, because sometimes the CO2 can also be used, but essentially the permanent storage is key to keeping it out of the atmosphere and avoiding climate change. So it's been around for a while. We've had people doing permanent geological storage under the seabed in disused oil and gas fields or in saline aquifers. And that's been going on for many decades as well. This new solution, again, I think this is one involving carbonation, where the CO2 bonds with other chemicals and forms a carbonate, so a substance that locks in that CO2 and keeps it out of the atmosphere. So there are many of these technologies under development at the moment, and the key thing that we're trying to do now is scale those up to commercial scale so that they can actually stop emissions from large sources of emissions like power stations or industrial plants.
And how much of a difference will it make if these technologies are scaled up in terms of, fighting the overall global warming climate change battle that everyone's in?
Well, the IEA, the International Energy Agency, says that we need to be actually capturing over 7.5 billion tonnes of CO2 using carbon capture and storage by 2050. And about a seventh of that, or about 1 billion tonnes of that, will need to be direct air capture, so similar to this project that you've highlighted, where we actually take the CO2 from the air in the atmosphere, just because there are some emissions that we just can't capture. We can't capture 100% of emissions, but we're going to need an awful lot of this by 2050. And to put that into some context, maybe bringing back to 2035 and looking at the UK, our own climate change committee has said that we're going to need to capture and store over 50 million tonnes by 2035. If you think about one large power station, say that might be a million tonnes. So there's a lot that we need to do. We're starting from just a few demonstration plants globally and trying to scale this up over the next 10 years.
Ruth Herbert, thank you very much indeed for talking to us.
Saudi Arabia's state-owned oil giant Aramco has announced a record profit of $161.1 billion for 2022, helped by soaring energy prices and bigger volumes. Emily Brown reports.
Aramco is the biggest company in market value and is the second largest in profits in the world. The Saudi oil giant has announced a record profit of $161.1 billion. That's more than 46.5% rise compared to last year. It's the latest energy firm to report record profits. Britain's Shell recently reported a $39.9 billion profit. This comes after energy prices spiked following Russia's invasion of Ukraine in February last year. Critics have pointed to Aramco's impact on the climate crisis. Amnesty International said it's shocking for a company to make this kind of profit through the sale of fossil fuels. Meanwhile, Aramco said the results were underpinned by stronger crude oil prices higher volumes sold, and improved margins for refined products. The company's CEO, Amin Nasser, said the company would not only focus on expanding oil, gas and chemical production, but also invest in new, lower carbon technologies. The profit has allowed the state-controlled company to pay a dividend of $19.5 billion, mostly to the country's government. Aramco's profits have drawn an outraged response from activists, particularly those warning about the ravages of climate change, as Saudi Arabia continues to be the largest exporter of oil in the world. Emily Brown, BBC News.
That was the WINNFM Headline News. The Headline News is brought to you by Caribbean Alliance, The Grange, KDP Enterprises, Carib Brewery, and NHC.
Did you know that the Grange Healthcare Facility is the first purpose-built, non-governmental healthcare organisation on St Kitts? It's situated at Otley's, 7 miles east of Basseterre in beautifully landscaped surroundings. The Grange has a team of highly trained professionals and provides care that's rated as being comparable with UK and North American standards. The Grange offers varied accommodations to suit your individual needs, and our all-inclusive packages make the cost of care per hour the most competitive on the island. Services include convalescent care for all ages, daycare facilities for older adults, rehabilitation services, and training and continuing education for healthcare providers. For more information, call 466-5525 or 465-8020. Fax 466-8221 or email thegrangehealth@gmail.com or visit our website at www.grangehealthcarefacility.com.
Maybe it's the way the brilliant gold liquid reflects our sunshine, or how the bright blue of its label mirrors the clear Caribbean skies overhead. Maybe it's the fresh, crisp taste of this beastly cold beer on a scorching hot day. Maybe it's even the way it brings us all together. But one thing is for sure, Carib is very much a part of who we are wherever we're from in the Caribbean. Carib, it's the way we play. Drink responsibly.
NHC is helping you to pay less in 2023. Having difficulties keeping up to date with your mortgage? Make an appointment to speak with your account manager today and learn how you can pay less. Our refinancing program will give you the opportunity to pay as low as $300 a month. Call us 466-4701 or visit our office at East Park Range. Pay less, worry less with NHC refinancing program that's designed with you in mind. Offer valid from February 1st to June 30th.
When it comes to the important things in life, your health, your education, your choice of a life partner, and of course your insurance provider, only the best will do. Caribbean Alliance Insurance is the only insurance company in the Eastern Caribbean with an A excellent rating. We have a robust 3-tier reinsurance strategy that protects our policyholders from multiple catastrophes, even if they occur in quick succession. We spread our risks over 18 territories, ensuring minimal impact to individual territories when a disaster strikes. We provide an excellent claims experience. Claim settlement is usually between 24 to 48 hours. Our A excellent rating means that you are more secure with us. Contact us for motor, property, marine, public liability, employer's liability, and other policies. Dalil Walwyn, people you can trust. Local agent for Caribbean Alliance Insurance. Tomorrow secured.
Shipping your cargo shouldn't be a hassle. It can be as easy as a single call to Amerijet International, your worldwide cargo transportation solution. We provide all the services you need to ship your goods anywhere in the world, whether your shipment is fresh, frozen, large or small, alive or hazardous. You can count on Amerijet to deliver it safe and sound. Amerijet International, by land, sea or air, we get it there. For more information, visit us online at www.amerijet.com or call us at KDP Enterprises at 466-9595.
different. We're 98.9. 98.9. Win FM.
are your Horseman's Value Match IGA specials.
Running March 9 to the 23rd.
Now your Value Club Blue Tag specials. Essential everyday breadcrumbs, just $6.99. Essential everyday shredded and chunk cheeses, just $8.49. Essential everyday applesauce bowls, $11.99. Essential everyday instant puddings and gelatins, $4.49. Purex detergent, $14.99. Essential everyday trash bags, $21.99. And now our very low weekly
value deals. IGA and essential everyday peanut butter, $9.99. IGA and essential everyday vinegar, white 5%, $5.99. Essential everyday pasta, $4.99. IGA and essential everyday cream cheese, $6.49. Mueller's lasagna, $6.99. Soft soap liquid hand soaps, $5.99. Shop smart, shop value mart. Tell them in Spanish.
Sea listo y haga sus compras aquí a Value Mart.
Welcome back to Voices right here on WINNFM 98.9. I'm your host for today, Devon Cornelius. Thank you so much for joining the conversation. It is Voices for Monday, March 13, 2023. Thank you so much for joining the conversation for today. We are live on our social media platforms. You can check us out on our Facebook page, our YouTube channel, or our Twitter account. Visit www.WINNmediaskn.com for the latest in what's happening here in St. Kitts and Nevis, across the Caribbean region, and of course internationally. This is Voices for Monday, March 13, 2023. The phone lines are open and we're taking your calls at 466-0989 or 662-0989. That's 466-0989 or 662-0989. An opportunity for you to share your views and opinions on matters of national interest. Matters of national interest are things that you would want to or may want to bring to the public's attention or bring to the fore here in St. Kitts and Nevis. All right, welcome back to the program. I want to share with you the Ministry of Education launches new device distribution following donation from the Republic of China, Taiwan. And I have here a press release from the Ministry of Education. It says the Embassy of the Republic of China, Taiwan, handed over 3,000 tablets to the Ministry of Education here in St. Kitts and Nevis. And the ceremony where that took place was on March 10th at the Kuna Caribbean Conference Center. It says that the Embassy of the Republic of China, Taiwan, presented the 3,000 tablets worth 1.7 million EC dollars to the Ministry of Education in St. Kitts and Nevis. During remarks, His Excellency Michael Lin, resident ambassador, stated that the embassy remains dedicated and committed to the education sector in St. Kitts and Nevis. Now, he added that the contribution provided by the embassy not only reflected their commitment, but also marked the 40th anniversary of the two countries' relations. Ambassador Lin reinforced the embassy's contribution to education in St. Kitts and Nevis and urged students to use the tablets for educational purposes only so that they can be better equipped for learning. Minister of Education, Dr. Jeffrey Hanley, thanked His Excellency Michael Lin for his excellent and ongoing support to the Ministry of Education. He claimed that this investment goes beyond the tablets that were supplied and includes teacher and student technology training, because it is crucial and necessary for educational technology. Dr. Hanley welcomed the investment of the Chromebooks and highlighted that the tablets will be used for best practices in differentiated learning and self-paced and focused collaborative learning. 2,000 of the 3,000 tablets will go to St. Kitts and 1,000 will go to Nevis. Minister of Education in Nevis, Troy Liebert, was on hand to receive the 1,000 tablets that were donated to the students on the island of Nevis. I think this is fantastic news. This is fantastic news. And the fact that it is listed here that there will be training for teacher and students is really, really good news. It says here that the tablets were supplied and includes teacher and student technology training as well, because it is crucial and necessary for educational technology. This is awesome news. This reminds me of the one-to-one laptop program that was introduced some years ago, where students, I think it was secondary, yeah, because I got one, but secondary school students across St. Kitts and Nevis received a laptop, and that was geared towards their education. And so, especially for children who were not in a position to afford a laptop, they got the laptop, and the purpose, the primary purpose of that laptop was for schoolwork, assignments. These days, now assignments, you have to complete them on a computer and all of that. And so the donation, I think, it went a long way. Unfortunately, some students did not really use the laptops for the intended purpose, and so instead of using it for their educational advancement, they just use it as like a personal thing and play games and all of that. And then because there was, there were no training done for the students and teachers alike, I think the program was not as successful as it could have been. It was successful, but not as successful as it could have been, because it lacked the necessary training that should have or could have been offered to the teachers and students in relation to the laptop. And certain other mechanisms, I think, could have been set up so that the laptops can be used solely for educational purposes. Because, when you get the laptop, you can say, oh, use this for education, but, you're going to tell a child what to do with the laptop. When they go home in their private time, then that's them. And then you also had a situation where some of the schools were not equipped with good internet connection or Wi-Fi so that they can have access to the internet while at school to research things for educational purposes. And so those were some of the challenges that I observed as one of the recipients of the laptops that were being distributed as part of the one-to-one laptop program. Now, with this new program that has been introduced, or the donation from the Republic of China Taiwan, I welcome the program. It's a very good thing, especially in our age where everything now is about technology. And you would be surprised, even in primary school, you would have to use technology. You would see that, or you saw throughout COVID, where classes went online, even for primary school. And so I think the donation of the tablets definitely is welcomed by parents and the children alike, because let's say we have to go back to online learning. The students and parents are now at ease. They can say, hey, I have a tablet or a laptop or whatever to continue my education, or whatever assignments or classwork or homework that they may have. They would feel comforted that they can get that work done because they have access to technology. No, the second part of this is what happens if a child is given a tablet or laptop but they don't have access to the internet. Yes, I do understand that there are parents who would have to invest in that, and one may assume that in this day and age, most households would have or should have internet access. Not everybody is that fortunate. Some people may not be in a position to afford the internet access, and so you find you may have cases where people or children, the students that is, have these tablets or laptops, but they are unable to access the internet. And so perhaps these are some of the areas that the Ministry of Education is looking at and trying to work them out. Of course, it's not going to be a 100% from the get-go, but as time goes by, I think eventually it will get there. But very good. Very, very good. We heard too many stories of from parents, even from children, saying, "Hey, I don't have access to a laptop or a tablet or any device that can access the internet or anything technology." And so a number of children, I think, were disadvantaged because of that, and some of their parents were not in a position to afford a device, a laptop or whatever the device is. So I think this is welcomed, and the children generally, I think, would be happy. The parents would be pleased. What I would say to the children or the parents of the children, please ensure that your children are using these devices for educational purposes only. It is not a device for your child to be playing all sorts of game and not taking time out to learn their lesson. So I am urging and encouraging the parents to ensure that these tablets are used for educational purposes only. That is the reason why they were given to the children. And try your best to monitor the children, their screen time, and all of that. But it doesn't make any sense for them to get a laptop or a tablet that is for educational purposes, and they are using it for everything else other than their education. It is 12:48 here in the studios of WINNFM 98.9, and you're listening to Voices right here on WINNFM. It is, the phone lines are open. You can call us at 466-0989 or 662-0989. That's 466-0989 or 662-0989. If you have calls right now, we'll take a break to give a shout out to our sponsors, and when we come back, we will continue the conversation for today.
Horseroads Building and Nevis Centers are making lawn and garden easy. Come to Horseroads Building and Nevis Center now and get 25% off store-wide on our entire lawn and garden department. Yes! For the months of February and March, Horseroads Building Center and Nevis Center is making improving your lawn and garden easy with 25% off all garden supplies, garden equipment, garden accessories, including weed eaters, lawnmowers, and much more. Get 25% off all lawn and garden items happening now at Horseroads Building Center in St. Kitts and Nevis. Horseroads Building and Nevis Centers, making home improvement easy.
Welcome back to Voices. Let's head to the phone lines and we'll take some calls. Caller, you're on the air. Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon, everyone.
How are you doing?
I'm good, man. You good?
Awesome. I'm awesome. I'm good.
Okay. It is nice to see that the children they're having these things to help them with their education. But we know the mentality of a lot of children, I wouldn't say all, these days. Let's say you have a child or children, and you put on, let's say, $40, $50 on your phone, and you put on your phone there, and one of them get their hand on that phone there, and they go on, boy, themselves go play with the phone. You ain't going to hear them say hello, you know. They go and go use up your money off the phone playing games. Well, with these laptops or whatever, they get laptops and tablets and medicine and all kind of thing they get in to help them with their education. I welcome that. But a lot of these children, they need to be monitored by the parents because the least chance they get, they go play what they ain't supposed to look at as children and these things. So therefore, it's gonna be a hard task, you know. Because the only how they get away with that, I mean, they cannot get away with that if they're using the laptops in the classroom. And when they're done, they leave the laptop in the school and come back tomorrow. But they're going to say they need it home to do homework. Well, anyway, enough of that. Let me say something else, Once ago, when I was a little boy, there were two gentlemen in the village area where I live, Mr. Bowitt and Mr. Campbell Evelyn. And their job was to see that animals be treated correctly. Any one of them see you putting on two dogs to fight, they summons you. And you have to go courthouse with that. Now, today, you got people brutalizing animal, knocking about animal, toying animal where there is no grass for them to eat. All because they're lazy to go look food for the animal them. They do not have no place of their own to graze the animal them. So the animal them would go under certain trees where cool shade be to cool out, and the owner go and just tie him up short and got him there suffering. So I want to know if those people who supposed to say about animal rights in St. Kitts, if they're not in St. Kitts anymore, they're leaving it for people from outside to come in and say, well, you're brutalizing the monkey them, so we're going to do something to you. Well, they better come in here and see all who brutalizing cattle, goat and sheep and donkey and all them things. Come in and look for them. That is all I have to say about Mr. Cornelius. So thank you for your time.
And thank you, caller, so much for your contribution to this program. Thank you so much for that. The phone lines are open, and we are taking your calls right here on Win FM 98.9. This is Voices for Monday, March 13, 2023. Call us at 466-0989 or 662-0989. That's 466-0989 or 662-0989. But yeah, in relation to the tablets that were given out donated by the Republic of China, Taiwan, and distributed by the Ministry of Education here in St. Kitts and Nevis. As I said, I believe for the most part they're welcomed by the parents, especially the parents, and the children as well. But they would have to be monitored, and so I hope that is really a part of the entire rollout of these tablets. I am not for just giving them to the children and saying, you're on your own, or solely relying on the parents. I mean, I can understand at the same time the parents do have their role, or would have their role to play, and parents would have to, going forward, be very responsible. And so you don't expect your child to get a whole tablet, and again, the child is not using that tablet for educational purposes. I hope parents are really, helping to lift the load. Because we can't always rely on the officials at the Ministry of Education. They have their work cut out. They work hard. And so I think the best approach would be a partnership. The Ministry of officials at the Ministry of Education and parents, teachers as well, work together to ensure that the devices that were donated are used for the purpose that they were given, for educational purposes only. This is Voices right here on Win FM 98.9. I'm your host for today, Devon Cornelius. Thank you so much for joining the conversation for today. I have been, I shouldn't say I, but we, because I'm pretty sure you guys have been following the news these past few days. But a shocking or breaking story from the police with regards to police seizing 4 firearms and 3 bulletproof vests in search and seizure operations. Now, the police continued their search and seizure efforts across the Federation. The authorities have reported that, let me read that again. The authorities have reported the seizure of several firearms and bulletproof vests following search operations conducted in 2 communities. In a statement from the police, officers found 2 Smith & Wesson .38 revolvers, 1 Brownie semi-automatic pistol, and 1 12-gauge shotgun during a search operation in the Needs Must area on March 8th. On a property in Greenlands, 3 bulletproof vests were discovered and seized by the police on March 7th following a search. This is unbelievable. We have some callers coming in, so we're going to head back to the phone lines and we'll take this call. Caller, good afternoon. You're on the air.
Yes, good afternoon, Mr. Devon.
Yes, caller, good afternoon.
Yes, just briefly. I just really want to congratulate Mr. Cromwell Henry, who was superintendent, now promoted to deputy commissioner. And they were talking about police. I had the opportunity to be around working with Cromwell Henry, deputy. He was constable then at the traffic department. He and assistant commissioner now, Mitchell. And we had some good times working in the traffic department. We had taught them to ride motorbike. And they learned to deal with accidents and general policing there at St. Johnson Police Station. And I'm happy that God had allowed me to live to see that these 2 bright, intelligent young men have made me proud. Assistant commissioner and now deputy commissioner. And all I could admonish Deputy Commissioner Henry is to lean not to his own understanding, but in all his ways acknowledge the Lord. You know, in the days of those old men of God like David, when Solomon was to take up the kingship, he admonished Solomon his son to serve the Lord with all his heart, to trust the Lord, not to do anything that was wrong, to provoke his Lord. And assured him once he did that, the Lord would see him prosper in all his ways. And it's important because unless the Lord keep our country, our city, the police force and the security force watch in vain. So it's important to have a good relationship with our Creator in time like this. So congratulations, Mr. Henry, and I wish you God blessing, speed and good health as you endeavor to serve our beloved Federation in fighting crime and maintaining law and order in our Federation. Thank you very much.
And thank you, caller, for your contribution to this program. Thank you for that as well. The phone lines are open and we're taking your calls right here on WINN-FM 98.9. I'm your host for today, Devon Cornelius. Call us at 466-0989 or 662-0989. That's 466-0989 or 662-0989. Let's take a short break to give a shout out to our sponsors, and when we come back, we'll continue Voices for today.
We're different. We're 98.9. 98.9. Win FM.
Here are your Horseman's Value Mark IGA specials.
Running March 9th to the 23rd.
Now your Value Club Blue Tag specials. Essential everyday breadcrumbs, just $6.99. Essential everyday shredded and chunk cheeses, just $8.49. Essential Everyday Applesauce Bowls, $11.99. Essential Everyday Instant Puddings and Gelatins, $4.49. Purex Detergent, $14.99. Essential Everyday Trash Bags, $21.99. And now our very low weekly
value deals. IGA and Essential Everyday Peanut Butter, $9.99. IGA and Essential Everyday Vinegar White, 5%, $5.99. Essential Everyday Pasta, $4.99. IGA and Essential Everyday Cream Cheese, $6.49. Mueller's Lasagna, $6.99. Soft Soap Liquid Hand Soaps, $5.99. Shop smart, shop value mart. Tell them in Spanish.
Sea listo y haga sus compras aquí a Value Mart.
Welcome back to Voices right here on WINNFM 98.9. I'm your host for today, Devon Cornelius. It is just a few minutes past the 1 o'clock hour here in the studios of WINNFM 98.9. And this is Voices for Monday, March 13, 2023. I'm your host for today, Devon Cornelius. The phone lines are open and we're taking your calls at 466-0989 or 662-0989. Welcome back to the program. Boy, I can tell the police, they have a serious issue on their hand. If it is that criminals in St. Kitts and Nevis have access to guns that are apparently bigger and more powerful than theirs and seemingly have access to bulletproof vests. You know, this thing is getting really, really serious. I mean, well, you know, in hearing about stories here in St. Kitts across the Caribbean of police seizing guns and ammunition and all of that, if you pay close attention to the type of weapons that are being found, most times the weapons are more powerful, bigger than that of the police. That is concerning. That is definitely concerning. I mean, as it is right now, there is an ongoing security deterioration in St. Lucia, where the Prime Minister Philip, is it Philip J.P.? Yeah. Prime Minister there in St. Lucia, he has called in the RSS, the Regional Security System, to help control the situation. A bloodbath in St. Lucia. members of various gangs. They're just killing each other left, right, and center. And so the Prime Minister has announced today, yesterday, has requested the presence of the regional security system to control the situation. That is alarming. You know, people want to live in peace. People want to live in harmony. People want to live without any sort of violence happening around them. And when it gets to a situation where your government has to call in or has to beg for regional help or maybe international help, then you know things are getting really out of hand. But it is alarming that police are finding criminals, or police are finding weapons and bulletproof vests and all of these things on the streets. That is definitely alarming. It suggests to me that the people who have access to these guns and ammunition and bulletproof vests and protective gear and armor, that they are preparing themselves. They are getting smarter. They are planning. And so it's not a situation where the crime just happens. These things are well thought out, well planned, which is quite unfortunate. I can only imagine how it is for people in St. Lucia right now, especially those who live in that particular community with this situation going on. Quite unfortunate. And so the RSS has been called in to assist with the situation there. Quite out of hand. And we're praying for our Caribbean brothers and sisters there in St. Lucia that they can get the situation under control. Here in St. Kitts, we've had this police seizure of guns and bulletproof vests. There were also 2 reports from the police in relation to an armed robbery. If my memory serves me right, one in the Old Road area and then one in the Camps area here in St. Kitts. I think it's a situation where he approached a masked assailant approached a woman or an individual who was securing a business place at the end of their shift, and then another one where someone attempted to take someone's bag away. So, they're being robbed right there and then. Quite unfortunate. Really, really, really unfortunate. We'll take some calls. We have some callers on the line, so let's head back to the phone lines and we'll take this call. Caller, you are on the air. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Devon. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, thanks. What about you?
And you're giving all thanks for life, health, and strength. Some people copycat. They hear what's going on. Some people, it's going on in Haiti, so they want to try it. That ever cross your mind?
What? I'm following you. What are you referring to?
They're talking about finding bulletproof vests and.
No,
They got some crimes. Somebody shoot up a school and next person's right by they can go do so, looking attention. Because the question is, how did they get here? Because that becomes the question all the time,
Right.
How did they get here? That's one. And who brought them? Who facilitated it? I have always contended that these containers are possible sources, Because if you look and see how they inspect them, they just watch,
Mm-hmm.
As well as some of the workers, I keep saying it since 1919, whenever. The people who work in customs facilitate these things. Oh, Mr. Stanley don't want to say that. I mean, don't want to say that. It has been proven more than once. The love of money, the Bible says, is the root of all evil. While they may not consider the end result, an easy way of getting money. And it's a kind of unfortunate situation because we say we want peace, right?
Following you.
Who are the elements? They have to do more investigation. Who are these people connected to? Because if you recall, when this government came in, one young, bold young man, whatever age, they ain't get the money, they're going to start something. I said from the time he opened his mouth and said that, he was going on the bench, and he would have given a good search. He and all who connected to him. Did ever cross your mind? You remember what I'm talking about, right?
Not too familiar with it.
Shake up your mind. When this government came in, there was some delay in the payment for the peace.
Oh, yes. I saw reports of
See,
that
we don't pay attention to these things, you know.
Yes.
But I went down by government quarters, and one was bold enough to say, if they don't get their money, having the government under duress.
Mm-hmm.
And they're not political, you know. These things are not political. They got the idea that, well, if Haiti has 11 million people, and some gangs who control a whole country like that, then it's easier here. How many 11 million people can control? I'm sure they don't have 1,000 of them. So sometimes, out of curiosity and excitement, some of them want to try the same thing. You know, and so if you have to investigate, we got to search. Where's the Jamaican? Where's the consultant? Security. In the Ministry of Homeland Security.
National Security? There's a consultant?
Yeah, Colonel Sanders.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
No, I wasn't aware. I didn't know that.
That's what?
You're suggesting that there's a consultant in the Ministry of National Security?
Man, a long time he came in. He came in when Unity came in. They brought in the consultant. And there was a lot of hullabaloo. Oh, how he done do in Jamaica? Well, what he do in Jamaica, he took control of the matter. Check it out. And they had to humble themselves, you know, because they know what if they try it, he would take care of them too. But since the government changed, he has been sidelined. And they're going to say, oh, Miss Andrea, of course, you don't even hear about the gentleman. The people in the peace program, they know they don't mess around with him. You don't know that?
I wasn't aware.
Huh?
No, I wasn't aware.
But you better search the internet. When they had to do the cook. You know what I'm talking about in Jamaica? When they were trying to extradite him. And whole communities and so. The bad man took over communities and were taking on the police and the army. And after Colonel Sanders stepped in, the end, as my cousin just said, it wasn't pretty. I think about 75% died. So, having denounced the gentleman when and he shouldn't come here and whatever he come here, well, they better go beg him to go and talk because he was one of those connected to the peace program. And they know him. So they better go and apologize to the gentleman and let him go and serve notice on all who are perpetrating these things. Because you can't just sit and give, but what are they planning to do? Take over what? Are the gangs back at war? That cross your mind either? Ask a question.
If it has crossed my mind, that's a good question. One that I can't answer, to be honest with you. But there's a lot happening.
To think about it,
There's
we
a lot
got to start to
happening.
think. We start to think deep. Because all of a sudden, everybody seems to dig back up the armory. Unless you are going to war or you plan the overthrow, then why would you need these kinds of weapons? If we have peace, we have peace. And those who have influence, use it to stop it, to quell it. I mean, some of them finished with the war, you know what I mean? Some of them done with it because they've gone to stop it. But if you know, they don't have to tell the police, they don't have to tell the police the name of the people. They themselves could exert influence, say, look, you're making things bad for us and hard for us, so cut it out. And when you see the other day, we praying, we now pray and praying, we better pray. Because if God, as the Bible says, if the watchman watch in vain if God don't guard the city. People got all kind of idea about God and their God and that God and this God and no God. Unless God guard the city, the watchman, the army, the police watch in vain. So we better get this God thing serious. You better get it serious, you know. And all of you who arming the young men, because sometimes you hear this person get a gun. I heard somebody talking about the price of a gun. It got to be somebody got a rental service. Because if people say gun costs 1,000, 10,000, 15,000, and a poor man have it, then he renting it. That ever cross your mind?
You renting the gun?
Watch me. We don't rent. You can rent tools, you know.
Wow.
Now,
right.
I said that because I heard another person on the radio. The cost of a gun range between 5,000 to 10,000 or so. Now, if somebody who hand them out is found with one, you have to ask yourself the question,
right?
Are they the legitimate owner of it? And if not, then who is renting? You can rent a car. You can't rent a car. Some cars cost 100,000. When you see somebody in a rental, police say they found this person in this car with a false number plate or whatever. You ain't asked where to get it from. Cars cost more than guns. And I want to appeal to our people, our young people. The Bible said God has plans. He said he knows the plans he has for you. God has plans to do you good and not evil, and to give you a future you hope for. You hope for a future, a good future. Don't allow anybody to carry you down the path of no return. Your mother didn't go to trouble, just either the prison or the cemetery. That's ridiculous. Prison or cemetery? What is that to look forward to? And all of you out there instigating and think it is funny. If you think it's funny, when you're at the receiving and you're bawling down the hole, you want the whole country to bawl and pray. Talk to your children. Talk to the male and the female, because the females emanate.
All right, Carl.
They are now the transporters. So please, and every country have a right to, when people don't want to hear, We are arguing about should the Haitians come or should they not come, right? Should they stay and should they not stay? We have to do a thorough investigation of each one who put the foot here. A thorough investigation of everyone, those who live here. You say, oh, it's prejudice and discrimination. It is, but in terms of national security, it's something you got to do. I don't know them, and I would want the best for them. And all of them, oh, they're black like us, and we all black, darling. We are all human beings, and the devil don't care if you're black or you're white. So I am saying you investigate what is the connection between who come in and where they come from. And so I want to tell our people, and the police, who's the Minister of Security? Dr. Drew? Dr. Drew, you better pay attention. Yes. Pay attention. And some of the people who were involved in 1993 should not be around the government. You were born yet? Were you born? Well. That was an attempted overthrow, An attempted overthrow. And people were involved saying, guns came in and all of that. I saw people shaking on the government headquarters gate, trying to get upstairs to take out the Prime Minister. You know what I mean? So some people get the idea that it can be done. So don't just say, oh, well, they find them with them kind of weapons. But what war they expect to join? And let them keep trying to rob the Chinese. I know we like to, I don't mean all complain about the number of them here. But believe me, if they attempt it and they kill them, don't come on the ready to ball. Because we have a way of defending crime when another race does it to our race. When we are wrong. When we're wrong, we're wrong. I mean, you're robbing the people them shop and store. They work from morning till night, and even past night. And you're sitting down planning and scheming. Well, I hope the police understand that one of these days they're going to go for a body, One of these days, you're not going to rob them and walk out. Want to tell me, oh, Miss Henry, your God have blood on your hand. Well, I tell them already, God is a God of justice. And we can't sit down here and encourage it, because when they don't rob the Chinese, they're coming for you and I, who have nothing. And they have on their vest, you see, so if you got your little piece of thing in there, they come prepare to kill.
All right, then, Colin.
I want our young people again. Stop the foolishness. Stop the foolishness. And some of them working, Colin. Oh, they ain't working. Some of them working. Some of them on step. You hear me? And the government has made every effort. Unity has made every effort to help them to come out of this. They can't see nobody helping them. Mm-hmm. So I'm appealing to you young men. Done with it. I want to see you all. Some of them I taught in Sunday school and so. I want to see you live to be 75 like me without having your conscience killing you. So done with it. All right then, Devon.
All right, Colin, thank you so much for your contribution to this program. This has been another edition of Voices right here on WINN-FM 98.9. Thank you so much for your participation, your contribution to this program. We have one more caller. I'll take one last call and we'll wrap up the discussion. We have about 2 minutes left. Caller, you are on the air. Good afternoon.
Hey, Devon, I ain't going to be long, so you could take another caller after me. You know why a lot of these things they're getting away with? Leniency. When they catch people doing wrong, they're lenient in giving passing the punishment or the judgment on them. Time is short, so let somebody else get the door after me. I gone. See you tomorrow.
All right, Carter, thank you so much for your contribution. This has been another edition of Voices right here on WINFM 98.9. I've been your host for today, Devon Cornelius. Until next time, you guys stay safe and do take care. Bye-bye.
You found the sound.